Hello, hello, my name is Abigail and I am back with another random character design. So, as always, I've got my trusty mug here and I made these myself. And so just to give us a random idea, places to start, whatever. And I will start with the genre, time period, whatever. I didn't exactly know what to call it. So we've got them all in there and I'm gonna shake them up. And then draw one. Oop, one stuck there. And we have a fairy. Next, we're going to do skin color. And as you can see, there are just a variety of tones from my Copic markers and one colorful in there. And oh shoot. Well, I'll just draw again. Okay, drawing again. E50. Now for the hair type, so it's whether it's curly, up, down, whatever. There's a specification for each one. Okay, nice and shook. And we have long, straight, and up. So that'd be like pulled up, half ponytail, bun, ponytail, whatever. Just, there needs to be some element that isn't straight down. Now, for the hair color, I have all different kinds of colors here. It can be any tone of the color. And I usually draw two because in case the first one, which is black, is the color I have to use. And I like to draw a second one in case, orange, wow, in case, you know, I want to do a two-tone hair color. Now for accessories. So this could make her, I don't know, have a tail, have an eye patch, whatever. And I usually draw a couple of these as well. We've got a third eye. You know, I actually have done a fairy, not on my channel, but with black hair, third eye, and a fairy as well. So I will draw a second one. I'm not sure if I'll keep the third eye. A prosthetic as well. So, well, I'll maybe pick one or the other, maybe both. So I'm gonna write these down quick and get to doing some thumbnailing. Okay, here we are. This is just a normal sketchbook. The paper is pretty thin. It doesn't quite have a color cover. This is one I drew a long time ago. But this was the fairy actually that I had drawn last time with the third eye and the black hair. So doing it again. I am not going to be, as you can see, the pages are pretty thin. I'm not going to be coloring the final one on here. I'm going to put it on this paper. It is 100-pound cardstock. Listen to this. Nice, huh? This is what I'll do my completed drawing on. I don't know what brand it is. It's not really a specific brand. I just ordered it. I just looked up 100-pound cardstock on Amazon. So, time for some thumbnailing. So, I'm definitely thinking female, mostly because that's kind of my specialty. And with the black and orange hair, I was really thinking maybe like sun themed, like a sun fairy. So I like to, if I do thumbnail, which I don't often, that's definitely a goal I have for this coming year, is to practice thumbnailing ideas first. Like, it's okay, your first idea does not need to be the final idea. And I think what it is I'm just an impatient person. I have zero patience whatsoever. So for me, I come up with an idea. Yep, that's the one, done, roll with it. And then when I finish it, I wonder why on earth I don't quite like it. And it's probably because I just ran with the first thing I thought of, which most of the time is not going to be your best work. So we're not going for super accurate here, just want to get a bit of a body down. So we can start brainstorming a bit of an outfit. So this pencil is really dark. I couldn't tell you anything about it. The brand has long since been, I'm guessing it's like a BIC pencil, BIC, I think that's how you say it. This pencil is like 7 years old. So I don't exactly, now I'm sure you can find one exactly like it at Walmart. Probably a pack of 100 of them. And this is a kneaded eraser. I got this from BIC. But the lead is obviously very dark. And so I want to be able to see, you know, what I'm working with here, not all those lines. So, Sun Fairy. I want to play off like the rays of the sun. So I was definitely thinking her having like very large, thin wings. Maybe a set of 3, kind of like my other one. So she just kind of takes up a lot of space visually. Maybe 4. Yeah, that's really cool. And now her outfit. I feel like for fairies, I usually think very, I don't know. I feel like most fairies I've ever seen depicted are usually pretty skimpy on the clothing, I'd say. I'm not sure if that's the way I want to go, but I'll think about it. So I have decided I like this shape here, and so I'm thinking maybe like a little pair of shorts. I'm not exactly sure what I want to do on the top yet. So I kind of like almost the look of it being a bit formal, even including the shorts though, and having it have been like that's almost a button-up shirt with these pretty sleeves. I kind of like it. Yeah. Now shoes though, I'm kind of thinking maybe little boots. We would put them on the other foot as well. I kind of like that. I really do. Kind of different, like slightly modern, but also not. I don't know how to describe it. So, her face. Kind of thinking big eyes. I don't know. And then making them maybe like a golden color. You know, very, very significant. Now, whether I want to do the third eye. Oh, my laundry's done. I am kind of, I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of liking the vibe of it without a third eye. So I think, and since I recently have done a fairy with a third eye, I think I'm gonna leave the third eye off this time and roll with the prosthetic. I feel like it fits the kind of the whole thing I'm going for. So now her hair. Has to be straight. That's the kicker. I kind of like, I don't know. I've never really drawn like super long hair, and I think I want to feels kind of fun. So I know her hair is straight, but obviously as, you know, the wind would catch it and movement, that's what this is. It's not necessarily because it's curly, it's just because it needs some movement. Even straight hair moves a little bit. If anything, it moves. I feel like some curly hair kind of gets locked in place with the coils, you know, like there's that, and then the curly hair kind of hooks on each other, so it moves, but not as much maybe as a hair that's just like whoosh, wisping out. Okay, but now how to put some up. Maybe then like a massive bun on her head. Nah, I'm not sure I like that. I am actually gonna go look up some inspiration for hair. I will be right back. Okay, so I know she looks a little different now, but I have decided to shorten these front bits a little bit. Just, I mean, they're kind of a bit like bangs, and bangs are shorter. So I saw this one where it had the hair in kind of these bubbles. I looked up fantasy style hair, and I really kind of liked this. I have done this in the past, and I know lots of other people have done it. Might be a bit overdone, but it's so fun. And honestly, the goal of today is just to create. Make something, have some fun. Doesn't need to be perfect, doesn't need to be original really even. Just get creating. So now I want to try to think of a little bit of a pose for her over here. I'm gonna try to think about how I want her posed. Now because this is a bit more of like a character design and less of like an image I'm trying to create, I want to go for something maybe that isn't as filled with movement, because I really want to be able to see as much of her as I can. So it's probably going to be a little bit more of like a floating, hovering, standing still, almost as if she is posing for a camera kind of look. So I'm gonna throw some stick figure ideas out here. So the first is honestly pretty much the exact opposite of what I was thinking. A little more dynamic than maybe I was looking for. But when you have a character who has wings, I feel like it's something you kind of, you know, maybe she's doing something. I feel like that's something you kind of, I don't know. It's hard to incorporate the wings without making things look a little bit dynamic. It's cute. Maybe I will come back to this one. Okay, I actually think I like this one, almost a little model-esque, get a little bit of attitude in there, but we'll still be able to heavily, like it's really focused on her design. So, you know, we'll get to see the shoes and the outfit without anything really being blocked. So I definitely think this is what I'm gonna roll with. I will not bring you along for the sketch, mostly because you just watched me sketch it pretty much right here. So I am gonna go sketch and then probably ink. I might show a bit of inking, not sure. But I'm definitely going to go sketch on this paper right here, and I will come back when she's ready. Okay, and there she is sketched. So I still do need to ink her, and I will be inking with these pens. So I'm not exactly sure what sizes I'll start with, but I'll probably start with this Micron 01. And then for maybe fatter details, I'll work with this Copic Multiliner 0.3. And then maybe, just maybe, I might use this Multiliner 0.7. Not sure. So I am going to go ink this, and I will be right back. Okay, she is inked. So let's get coloring. And the color for her skin was E50, which is eggshell. So I always start with just a flat layer of color. her skin. I am being a little careful with the ink lines just because I have never used this paper before. I just opened the pack yesterday, so I don't know if it's gonna smudge a lot. So I'm just trying to be weary of the lines. And then I usually pick my blush color, which ironically is usually blush. And I go in with a bit of the cheeks and nose and the lip and ear action. Get that blended out. I usually also do fingertips and knees, or knee in this case, I guess. Then, just because she's a sun fairy, I think I'm gonna hunt down an orange. There, this orange. And I'm gonna make her blushes just a bit more on the orange red side. Just feel like that will give her, I don't know, kind of play into the color scheme a bit. So I definitely was thinking white for the shirt, and where we're gonna portray the, you know, the gold color, I think is really through accessories. So this would be gold. I'm picturing it kind of like a medallion. Well, that was the intention of it. Same with this hairpiece. And thinking maybe this, not 100%. I'm thinking it either gold or orange. So I guess we'll start with it gold because I can always go back in and color it orange. Now, I don't know if you know this about me, but like I had said before, I am an impatient artist. I don't care as much about coloring inside the lines as maybe some other people do. So if that bothers you, oh well, I just don't have time in my day to worry about it. And so now, because this is a 3D object, I did not outline, you know, the parts that are in the back. So it just, the parts that are in the front, you know, so it's like rounded. This part is all that's inked, and then I just kind of drew in the back part. And then I'll probably shade it a little darker later on. And I'm thinking cute little buttercup socks. I don't know, I had a pair of socks like that when I was a kid. So the hair, I am thinking half and half, like split in half of her head. Half orange and then half black. So I'm thinking like a really orange. And I will start maybe, I don't know. I usually I'm not sure what gray to use. I have warm grays and I have cool grays when I do hair. I feel like usually when you're thinking black, a lot of times the color kind of people use with black hair is blue, so the cool gray makes sense. But everything else in this piece is warm. So actually, I'm gonna make the decision for myself right now, and I'm gonna go with warm. So when it's pulled back, I just do little flicks. I usually leave it light there. Color this little bang piece. And then for these little parts, I'm just gonna split little bulb things in half, and half will be the dark color, and then half will be black, and then the other half will be orange. I do like that. Okay, now for, I'll wait and I'll shade the black. I am gonna use a bit of a true black in her hair. I'm gonna wait for that till the very end because the black, if your marker touches it, it just gets very gross. So now I have to think about what color. I do kind of want to leave the shirt white, but the pants and the shoes, I guess when I drew the shoes, I had brown in mind, but I don't usually try to mix black and brown, but I'm kind of thinking I want them to be brown, or the shoes at least. So we'll start there, maybe like kind of a desaturated brown. don't know. I'm deciding whether I want the pants or that kind of the same orange as her hair, or if I want them brown as well. I am leaning towards the orange because I don't know, she's a fairy and fairies are known for being colorful. So we'll roll with it, see how it looks. Oh, there's more hair to color. So far, the pen is not smudging. I'm actually really enjoying this paper. Yeah, she's so cute. Gonna do a bit of shading on the shirt. And I think we'll do the little wrap part gold as well. Okay, I am liking these colors so far. Her eyes though, I do kind of want them to stand out, and I'm gonna do them this really bright yellow. Then I'm gonna put it in the medallions and stuff a bit. There, just kind of getting a bit of, making that seem a bit goldier. Not the best at making something try to look like real gold in such a small area. Now, what color would I want to the wings? Kind of like in this really, really light. It's a little more fluorescent almost, but I feel like that's what makes them look kind of iridescent-y then maybe. I do think I will overlay it with some of the warmer feeling yellows. I almost like how it kind of frames her a bit. Decisions. Okay, I kind of like that. And then maybe because I'm that person, you know, wings are magical. This marker is dry. Ugh, but this one is juicy. Nah, I was hoping for a happy medium. Just kind of going for more of a lighter. Okay. Now I think I'm gonna do a bit of shading on the skin, which I usually do in purple. And I'm gonna use it to shade anything that is of really light color as well. So the shirt. I do like to then warm up the shadow. Ooh, a little darker than I thought it would be. Warm up the shadows a bit. All right, now I think I am going to jump in with the black. Because to me, I don't know. I don't have, if I had a darker gray, I think I would not use true black as much, but the gray I used was the darkest gray I had, and it just isn't dark enough. Not to portray black. For me, anyway, because obviously I'm not under any illusion that art isn't subjective and everybody has their own, you know, opinions and views. And, you know, because obviously somebody who does mostly pastel art, that this gray, if they're doing, you know, dark hair, would probably be plenty gray enough or dark enough. And whereas for me, I use other kinds of colors and that gray is just not dark enough. I do need another one. I haven't gotten around to it yet, but I'm gonna use this bit of a reddish orange to add some more dimension in the orange hair. Eyes then too. Do I? Got a little dark there. See, the tip of it touched the black. The black just spreads like crazy. Okay, the last thing That doesn't have any shading or dimension, are these boots. So I'm gonna, got that done. Oop, that little spot of her hair. Okay, so now time to bust out the, not the size I want, my trusty gel pen and get to adding some white highlights. I don't, depending on the pieces, whether I use lots of white highlights or not. And this piece is pretty mild with them. There's not a lot of places I feel like they would be a lot of help right now. But there we go. I'm not quite done yet. I am going to minus the wing. So I only ever did use the Micron 01 to line. I'm gonna go around the entirety of her, not the wings, because I want the wings to stay, they're behind her. They're not the focal point. I'm gonna go around her though with this. So I'm gonna shut it off because I get nice and close to the paper. So I will show you her in a minute. Okay, there she is, nice and done. I had a great time with this random character design, and I hope you had a great time too. So now that I am finished, I hope you have a great rest of your day and stay safe. And if you liked watching this, like this video, maybe subscribe. It would mean the world to me. Bye.